on the minute?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That was quick.
Alrighty.
Alrighty then. We're live.
Alrighty then. Hi, guys.
Oh, that was a
way to
wet one.
go.
That was gross. You hold your hand up and you're like, I regret that.
Because you didn't. I always hold my shirt up. I always sneeze into my shirt.
That would have been more disgusting. It's got phlegm with it? No. I'd rather get it on my hand, wipe it on a napkin, and then wipe it on my pants.
Oh my gosh. No. That was
All right.
gross. That might just be my favorite intro to a podcast ever.
I couldn't have been quick enough to mute that, so I just... Fuck it, we're doing it live!
We're doing it
live! Do you know what clip I'm talking about? The Bill O'Reilly clip? From like the 80s
so.
where he says that?
Is he dead yet?
I don't
Bill
think
O'Reilly.
So.
God, he's so old. He's probably not that old. Now I gotta look it up.
Oh my gosh, a freaking stink bug just hit me in the face. It just flew onto my cheek. Did you see it? It flew right onto my cheek.
I'm so sorry.
This freaking recording is going downhill fast.
God, Bill O'Reilly looks like he's dying. He was born in 1949. He's 73. He looks way older than 73.
Okay.
He seems like a total jerk, too. Anyway, okay.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? As you take a drink of water.
Take a sip of this, sip of that.
Sip of that.
My grandma used to say, "Can I get a sip of that?"
On your dad's side?
On my mom's side.
Oh, okay.
She passed like, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe now.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah, it was my grandfather's wife. Yeah. I'm doing well. A busy week. Not a lot of wet clay studio work, so kind of missed that, but we'll get back to it. It's just temporary.
It's March, so it's like one of those months. Or no, it's not even March.
Not even March. I mean, it'll be March when this goes live, but
after you left at Clay Con West, I went out to dinner with Emily and Joe, and I kept saying it was 2016, and
oh my god,
shit! And they're like, Becca, it is not 2016. I was 16? Like, what? They're like, it's 2023.
You're living in 2016.
Yeah.
What the heck?
So why was your week busy, but not with Clay?
So I gotta look at my calendar. Well, today I had a Clay Lines meeting, so that's always pretty full Wednesday. You hear these cats back here?
Yeah, they're going at it.
Autumn's tail is really puffed up. She's never like that. Yeah, so I was off work Monday for President's Day, but I did an interview with Ben Clark from Queen City Clay, so that was really fun. You all will have heard that already, probably the last episode that was out. But did that, and then we had another interview with Brooke, but I got some errands to run, and then yesterday we had dinner with friends, and tonight I had Clay Lines meeting. So the nights have been pretty packed so far. And then the rest of this week, I got my bookkeeping workshop.
Yay!
Tomorrow, my third one that I've ever had. And then we got another one on Saturday morning. So
Nice.
I'm hoping my Friday night will be wide open to just make stuff.
That'll be good.
I feel like studio time is becoming just like a reward now, where it's like I do all the other crap so that I can get my reward of working in the studio.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's temporary, like I said. So I don't know. What else? What you got going on? You're in Colorado right now.
Yeah, I got to Colorado on Saturday, Sunday, Saturday. I got to Colorado on Saturday, and it was like super high winds in Wyoming, so I had to kind of like navigate that, lay low for a little bit. But got here unscathed, unsnowed, which was really nice.
No snow while you were
There's
driving, just the wind.
no snow while I was driving, just the wind. That was a new experience for me. Um,
Could you feel the wind
and
pretty good with that van though?
oh hell yeah,
Okay.
it was blowing like it was bad. Like, and then I stopped up on this rest stop, and it was kind of on the top of this hill, and my van was just like rocking side to side. Um,
Wow.
it was bad. And it's snowing right now. There's snow outside. My clay is frozen for the second time this year,
Oh
and
no. How much
I
clay is it
know
though? Is it just like a box?
it's three. It's just 3 bags, so it's not like that bad. But it's like I don't. It's the second time, and like I should have thought about it. I like knew that the snow was coming. I just didn't. My brain just didn't like.
Do you have space to like
You
put
know.
it in your fridge?
No, I could have put it in my parents' garage. You know. um,
Yeah.
or anywhere really. And um, and yeah, so they all froze. So there's no helping it now. So I'll just let it thaw naturally. But I'm hoping that I can still like kind of hand build with it. Um, maybe leave it open and bag wedge it or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Yeah, we kind of talked about that before. Where what do you do if your stuff freezes? So
yeah. So that's that. But good news, I really like honed down on a stud design that I really, really like. And started putting stroking coats on them so they're shiny. And
stud design, like how many design options are there for studs? It's just a
it's just a
semicircle,
dot.
right?
Yeah, but it was like the size and the width and like what it looks like. There's a lot.
You had to
Come,
figure
come
out
to
a
find, there's a
template
lot.
for how to cut it, right? So that it was
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah, and I ended up using one of those, one of those TV the TV commercial vegetable choppers that cuts it into cubes as you.
I mean, I saw the tool that you had, but I didn't really understand what it would normally be used for.
It's one of those things where you like put a cucumber on it and you smash the lid down and then it chops it into all these little bits.
Mm-hmm.
So I used the small one of that, and my dad happened to have three because he's my dad. And
So what would you
too bad
normally
I
use that to cut into circles, though? You'd cut like a cucumber
what?
into circles?
No squares.
Oh, so you're cutting squares. You're not, but I thought they were rounded studs.
They are. Okay, so I extrude the clay out of my extruder, and then I put it in the squares and cut it so that they're each cut the same width, and then I take them out and I roll them into a ball, and then I squish them down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're
So
just getting a consistent amount
yeah,
of clay. I thought you were getting it right out of that, and then that was your shape. Okay.
no.
Gotcha.
So that's good. I'm really happy about them, and I did a mystery box sale today because Becca is out of money,
I
and
saw you posted a bunch. I was like, I mean, some of it the last couple of weeks, I'm like, Becca, throw a audio on that, and it will get way more visibility. Or put a caption on there, and you'll be. And then you started getting some with the reels, and you did the
yeah,
audio, and you saw that they got like more. I saw it. I was like, oh, these are doing much better than the ones the last couple weeks.
Yeah, and like I think what I've been watching with like van life people is that they literally are doing like their normal fucking routine. It's like how we go to sleep in the van, and I'm like, oh, that's so dumb. It's just such a simple thing to do, and people are like living it up, and I'm like,
So
okay, well,
do
I can
it.
do that. So I was like, how do I get my phone out of my van? I
Mm-hmm.
take all my shit out, So
What other plans do you have
um,
for it
I
that maybe
haven't
you would
thought
have
about
posted
it.
by now? No, nothing.
I'm a one thought mind. So
So when it sparks in your mind, otherwise there's no post happening
no.
until it randomly comes upon you, and then you're like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, but that earring post was really good. The picture was really good for the mystery box. So I was trying to figure out what to do for that. And I think I'm going to do more pictures like that because I think people like those little collages of earrings.
Yeah. I mean, I say anytime you put a picture on there, throw an audio. Doesn't matter if it's a good audio or not. Just throw an audio on there. It's gonna get way more visibility.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I didn't realize until like 2 days ago that you could put audio on a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that and I was like, oh, Instagram will probably bump this up because that's what they want, you
Are
know.
you? Have you thought about putting those same things on your TikTok? Like that van life one? Would that do well on TikTok?
Oh, probably.
Like,
I
is
should probably
there
do that.
potential for sales there that you're not utilizing
Oh, probably.
with minimal amount of effort?
Oh, probably. But my TikToks I realized that my TikToks like don't get very good views. So I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, the reason that I went pretty good on TikTok was because I went away from Instagram, you know? It was like one or the other. And I don't feel like I can do both, you know? But I can try.
How much work is involved in cross posting it? Like,
Not that much work. Typically,
I mean,
not
what
that
if
much
you get
work.
three? What if you get 3 or 4 mystery box sales out of it? Is it worth it for a post?
Yeah, but I don't have any videos on the mystery box parts. I was going to do a video so I could post it on that, but I'll see what I can do because the mystery boxes are pretty much always there. It's just that you have to like remind people that they're there, you
Yeah.
know,
I mean, pack a
as you
mystery
know.
box and video yourself packing a mystery box,
That's a good idea. And then I can post that
or
on
just
too.
show the yeah, like show the grid thing of all your earrings and just pick out 3 random ones and like this is my mystery box,
Yeah.
and then you set aside and like you could do that for 4 posts and it's the same thing, but you're just picking different earring sets.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Or maybe you show
That's,
screenshots of what they said on their notes and then how you decided to pick what they said.
that's a great idea. I'll do that.
There you go. 3 ideas right there. Bam.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Dad.
I'm like,
Oh my
Becca,
gosh.
I know when you start doing those mystery boxes, you discount so much. I'm like, she needs money. That's why she's doing this. Because she went through all this work to make all these. And I'm like, she's trying to get money quickly.
Yeah, it was funny because I didn't even think about it. And I was telling Deanna, I was like, man, I'm fucking broke. And she was like, why don't you just do mystery boxes? That's what you're good at. And I'm like, you're correct. And I love them. I fucking love mystery boxes. Like, there's nothing I love more. Selling. If I could sell the rest of my life in mystery boxes, I would.
Then just always keep those mystery boxes out there.
I do. Yeah. So, huh, anyway,
Are
yeah.
you back on the consults at all?
I have one consult. Rachel kind of like handed me she was like, I don't know if she told you, but I was like, Rachel, I need to figure something out. Like, I need to like
She told me you were
either get,
asking her about the transcription stuff.
yeah, the transcription stuff. I was like trying to find another job, and she's like, Becca, just do consultations. That's what you're good at. I was like, ugh, you're right.
Like,
Damn
how much
it.
would you actually have to work to make $50 an hour or $60 an hour?
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's in the works. I don't know. I'm just so bad at it. I'm so bad at it. So I'm working on it.
I
Okay.
want to like personally do something, but I don't know how to do it logistically. Like, I want to do like a drawing or something. I want people to submit their name into a drawing, and then I will personally pay for like 3 consults from 3 random people. Maybe we can make that
No.
happen because I want you to get back into the consult game, and maybe getting consults will get you back in there to realize like, okay, this is worth it. Maybe I'm forcing
I
that on
know
you.
it's worth it. I know it's worth it. I don't want you to pay me. You've already paid me enough money in my life. Um, oh, but I know it's worth it, and I have plans. Okay, the first thing I want to do is, um, what I noticed is every single person I do the same demo for people every single time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to record myself doing that demo. Um, and then that way I can just send that demo to the people when they sign up
Yep.
so that they can watch it right before a consultation. And that way I don't actually have to have my wheel in front of me. I
There
can
you
just
go.
watch them. So that'll make it a lot easier for me to do it anywhere in the country, you know? Um, and so
And
I
you
want
don't
to do
even
that.
really
And
need a very great connect. Like, they don't really need to see your side of video. You just need to see them.
no,
So,
I need to see them. So yeah, but I think that'll help a lot. And then I can have two, three different like kind of tiers. Like this is the basics. This is like a profession, you know, like if we're looking at,
mhm,
efficiency practices versus like you just need to learn how to pull a wall better.
mhm,
Which most people they're in that category. So um yeah, I am thinking about it. It's one thing at a time for me right now, okay?
yeah.
I also think I need to get back on some sort of ADHD medication because I'm struggling. Um, but yeah. So it'll happen. It'll be fine. I'm just,
It's hard
post
because
Christmas,
some of
winter.
it's like you gotta like, once you find a rhythm, you can juggle a lot of things. But once you're like trying to figure out something that works, you're like, how much
Yeah.
time do I invest in something before it's not like the money return is not on its way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, enough about me. Um, Wait, I want to do one of these rando questions before we get into the there
Did
were
you
like
see
the
our Columbus trip when we went this weekend?
yes, that was so
We just
cool.
did it was just like a we hadn't talked in over a week, so I don't know. It was a just a getaway weekend because we got the graduate. We stayed at the graduate Columbus when they had that
Yeah.
sale going on. So that was fun. It was just like a 2 day, get there Saturday, Sunday, come back Sunday kind of thing. So
Yeah.
we just kind of
I
chilled,
was gonna
did some shopping and stuff. Did you book a graduate somewhere during that
I
sale?
was gonna I was gonna book a graduate at that Columbus. Oh no, I did. I booked a couple nights at that Columbus graduate and then I didn't end up going because it was so expensive just to get there. Like the gas was so expensive, it would have been cheaper just to cancel it.
From Indianapolis?
Yeah. Well, it was at the time where I had literally no money.
Well,
Like,
plus the parking was bullshit. Like, we
was
could have
it
paid $35 to valet and we would have saved money on parking.
really? Wow.
Well, once you pay for tips and stuff, it might have been closer to 40. Yeah, we parked in the garage that was next door. $31 for overnight. Valet was 35.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, it's right in the thick of downtown. That's where I'm like, I mean, I hate to be like sound like an old person, but I'm like, that's where they get you with the parking because, like, sure, the rate's
Yep.
okay, but you got to park somewhere, and it's right in downtown, so it's gonna cost money to park.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was good, but overall the trip was good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Random question,
Ryan.
you said?
Yes, if you would get a dog, what kind of dog would you choose? And this is from Thistle More Pottery.
Thistlemore Pottery. I think it would definitely be a smaller dog. A dog that I've liked from like a family friend that had one was like a Havanese, I think is what it's called. As well as like
Mm-hmm.
hypoallergenic ones that are smaller. And I think Rachel's brother had one at a certain time. Just like a
Oh, they
small,
look like Shih Tzus.
just like a small fluffy dog. Havanese. They're really cute. Not the
They are
long
pretty
haired,
cute.
not the super long haired ones. The ones that have like medium
Yeah,
sized hair.
not the ones that go to dog shows, but the regular size hair ones.
Yeah, probably one of those.
Okay, I would probably. Oh, this is so hard for me because I love dogs so much. Um, I love cats. Uh, I love cats more than dogs, but I love dogs. And the only reason I don't have a dog is because they do not fit into my lifestyle at all.
That's why we
So,
didn't get a dog.
yeah, like at all. But I would totally get a Vizsla. Vizsla? 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 Vizsla?
Vizsla. Oh yeah, yeah, they look cute.
They're cute. And they are like super smart and they you can train them really like you can train them. Like I don't think I could do like a dumb dog, or one that you couldn't train because like I can barely handle my cat's not trained. So like and Lloyd is pretty dang trained. but
Hmm.
but yeah, I'd rather either do that or a pit bull or probably uh a blue healer. Maybe not a blue healer. Maybe just like an Aussie. Probably a mutt. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset with a mutt. Um,
Hmm.
Border collies are nice.
Rachel's parents have a border collie.
I like medium sized dogs, but I also honestly like small dogs. I don't hate them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not like overpowering and like gonna knock you down or anything.
Yeah. I pretty much like all dogs. And that's where I'm at.
Okay.
But probably I've either that, so I've always either wanted a Vizsla, whatever, however you call them, or a Greyhound. I want to rescue a Greyhound.
A greyhound. Like they put in some years at the track.
Yeah, like I know
They've
that they
made
have a
their
lot of
money and then they're off to greener
yeah,
pastures.
but they're always like abused and like nobody wants them, and I think they're so cute and like fast, and I don't know.
They
I
seem
like
almost like
a
too scrawny, but they're like healthy. It's kind of weird.
you know I just love them. I've always loved them since I was in high school. I've loved
Those are big
Greyhounds,
dogs
so
though.
they're medium.
Are they? I feel like they'd be considered big. Like they've got pretty high back, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Hmm. Okay. Dog life. I never liked the whole taking them outside to go to the bathroom and the the feeling of like if you leave, you have to leave them in a crate. Like I never really liked the thought of that. Some dogs you have
yeah,
to, but some you don't. You just kind of leave them at the house as long as they're behaved. But you got to walk
yeah,
them and all that stuff. I'm not too big of a fan of all of that upkeep.
for sure. Yeah, they just don't fit into my lifestyle, and I think that it would be unfair to bring a dog into the lifestyle that I have. You know,
Right.
um, I mean, it's barely fair for the kitties, but they can at least, you know, entertain themselves,
Yeah.
and they get to go outside and like explore and stuff if they want to. So
I mean, I kind of wonder some families that have dogs that also have like young children where they have the dog and it gets like neglected because the kids like take priority. So it's like the dogs don't get any attention. And then you're
Yeah.
like, how good is that? Like, you're just seen as a disturbance or like an annoyance, and you're like, get out of the way.
I don't know. Some people like their dogs more than their kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like you just have to. I think the number one thing is that it's a responsibility, and uh, you have to be up for the responsibility.
Right.
And
It's not
like
just
it's
like an
not
accessory.
right. It's a living being. Just like just like cats and stuff. Like you treat them like your kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So living beings cannot be neglected.
True dat.
True dat.
All right.
Oh,
Are
can
we
I
gonna
say
ask a
one thing about
question?
I want to say one thing really quick. My mom has I brought the cats into the house, and my parents have a 3,000 square foot house. Okay, it's huge. Okay,
Right.
and it's a rambler, so it's like all one story. And everywhere I go, Lloyd follows me everywhere I go, and he's like, and my mom's like, he's so attached to you, and I was like, oh yeah, I know, I'm aware.
Did you call the house a
But
rambler?
yeah, a rambler.
I thought a one-story house is called a ranch. Or is that an
Either.
alternative name? I've never heard rambler. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a Colorado term.
Maybe. Rambler versus ranch. Ramblers and ranch style houses are interchangeable terms.
Okay. Rambler. All right.
Okay.
I'll accept that.
Oh, I guess that ramblers don't have a basement. So I guess this would be a ranch because it has a basement.
Hmm. Okay. Learn
Cool.
something new.
We always learn something new through Google.
Definitely.
Okay.
Do we need to talk about something first before we dig in, or do you want to dig in?
Let's dig in. And then in the middle.
We're still figuring this out, Becca. All right. I'll read the first. Are we going vertical here?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
First question. Hi, Becca and Ryan. My sister and I started a ceramics business about a year and a half ago. Love the podcast and know you talk a lot about pricing. More specifically, we want to put more work into pieces that we know our market, mostly local, can't bear yet. Should we price them lower and hope they can, over time and popularity, increase in price? Or price them for what our time is worth now? We understand as a new business that we don't have a strong following or reputation yet, and that we may have to grind for a while. Thanks again for the show and the rambles. Feel like I'm hanging out with my friends in the studio, which is great because studio time means time away from the kiddos. 4 for me and 1 newborn for my sister.
Oh, wow. That's
Wow.
a lot of children.
Mia. And that's from at the Just Us Collective. The_Just Us Collective. Wow. That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot.
All right, Mia.
Are we
Thanks for the
going?
question.
Yeah.
Pricing. Hmm. I wonder if things change with you
Ah,
sharing it with somebody else, that like you have different philosophies on how you want to price it a little bit, right?
oh, maybe. I definitely think that I would have had a totally different answer last week. Not last week, last year.
Last week.
Than
Yesterday. I would have had a different
ah,
answer yesterday versus today.
yeah, I would have had a different answer last year than I would have today. Whoops.
I'm
So
gonna look them up by the way.
that's what
See
I was
what kind
doing.
of stuff they make.
Yeah, 3. Mhm. Okay, so hopefully my battery doesn't die while we're talking because I just ripped it out of the wall.
They make some nice stuff.
I want to see.
It's very clean and like curated. Nice. They're in Auburn, California.
Okay. Oh, I really like your logo. Oh, those earrings are super cute. Yeah, this is super modern and super like it feels expensive, you know,
Yeah.
which is good. I like a good expensive feeling thing. Um, okay, so I think that my answer last year would have been totally different than now, and my answer now is just go high. Just I would say just do the price that you think it's worth, and the people that will buy it, you know.
That we
What
know
do
our
you think?
market mostly local can't bear. Hmm. I was gonna say go start low and go high because that's what I did. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you can stand to wait it out, go high. If but I think there's benefit in starting low and getting stock out and getting them to the homes rather than feeling like it's a flag in the ground and like I'm sticking to this price and I won't sell it for less is like I don't know. I like the feeling of getting things for sale and getting them out the door. So like I just felt like that was what I had to do starting out, that I had to start low and work my way up. And you go through the different selling avenues of selling in person, selling online, and then as things sell, you feel more confident in raising the price and you gradually increase it. And then your pieces are going to increase in quality. And I don't know, that's kind of the way I was approaching it. But I mean their pieces are really nice looking, so but I don't know, would you feel
I think that
I
their
don't know.
pieces are like too nice to go low, personally. So I
How much
readjust
of
because
it
I'm
could be the
sinking into
marketing
this
of it
bed.
is really well as well?
Well, I think that that is to
Is
their
that part of the
point. I mean,
value?
okay, I found out where they live. So they're in Auburn, California, which is like northeast of Sacramento. Um, and there is money there. I've been there, near there. I mean, I'm sure that there is not money, but there is money too. So, um,
I'm looking at their prices on their website too.
what are we looking at?
So a W cup, it looks like maybe a 12-ounce cup, $36. 6-ounce cup,
That's
sorry.
great.
It's a 6-ounce cup. Just the
Okay.
right size for water, whiskey, or wine. $36. It looks like I can't tell. It looks like it's hand built, maybe.
Yeah, I think most of their stuff is hand built actually. I think the prices on here are great. So what have
Dinner
we got?
plate
Spoon rest
36,
22.
small plate
Yeah,
28.
the dinner plate could go up. If you're selling that cup for 36, the dinner plate can go up a little. Um,
Yeah, dinner plate is at the same effort as a small sipper cup. Spoon rest 22. I think that's reasonable. Olive oil
so
decanter 48.
here's why I think you should go high first, because what I've noticed with um, what I've noticed with the fancy cups that I have is that if people love it enough, they'll buy it and they won't even care about the price, or they'll just like cough up the money, you know, like they'll be like, okay. But like also, it just completely eliminates the people that you know will never buy it, which I like. And
Because you're
if
you're eliminating people that could be dissatisfied and give you shit about
it
it not.
later on the road, later down the road, and like they're going to be your customers now, but will they be your customers in the future when you raise your prices? Maybe not. Like I've lost a lot of customers because now I sell high priced items versus when I sold $12 cups, you
But your
know?
pieces are way different. That's not an equivalent item, would you say?
That's
I don't think
true.
that's it
That's
equivalent at all.
true. You're correct. It's not a very equivalent item, but I still don't think that the customer base travels well when you're raising prices constantly. I would start at a higher price first and see how people respond. And I mean, like, some of these things are sold. I think you can do your oil, the olive oil, for even a little bit more. And I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know.
Do you think there's something to? I think there's something to the psychology of the maker that things are moving. If things are stagnant and your price is set, it doesn't feel like, to me, it doesn't feel like I'm progressing if things are not moving out the door. What am I making new work for if the things are not moving?
Okay, but what if you kept your prices high and then did some sort of a sale? First of all, also, I have to say this, their earrings are fucking dope, and I want all of them.
I didn't look
except for maybe the flowery ones. They're so good. Your wife would love these, by the way.
Does 68 feel like a good price for earrings?
68 feels like a price that most people would pay for earrings, yes. You can tell earrings are way more than pots.
I mean, they're definitely high quality looking.
These are so great. Anyway, I would say, I mean, this was probably a long time ago that they asked this question, but
no, they just asked it in the last few weeks.
Oh, perfect. Oh, usually we're way late.
I mean, this won't come out for a few weeks, so
yeah,
it'll be 2 months.
I would say, like, you know, I don't know. I think that people will come out of the woodworks and buy the things and splurge on the things that are a little bit more expensive. I mean, it depends. Like, it also depends on if you're selling only online or if you're selling in person. You know, that can change things up a little bit too.
I thought they mentioned about putting work into pieces that we know are market mostly local can't vary yet. I also don't think you should price it just for local.
I agree.
And you seem to be pretty marketing savvy. So I would say you're definitely okay to use prices that are online friendly because you have that marketing savvy to back it up. If you didn't have good marketing and you were like, I don't know anything about online and my local market can't bear it, then you're putting yourself at a double disadvantage and you're really putting yourself in a tight spot to get product moving. But you've got the marketing, so the online sales could make up for what you're not selling in person. I don't know. I feel like isn't it natural that prices raise over time? I mean,
yeah.
So if they keep it at the price they are now, they just wouldn't raise it. They would raise it less frequently.
I mean, it's up to them.
Or how do they determine what that price is now?
I think they're determining how much it is by like how much work they're doing and stuff like that, you know? Like,
so they came into it pretty understanding of like what they want to get paid hourly, for example, and how much time it takes to make an individual piece. And they're like, this is the price it needs to be because these take me 30 minutes and then these other pieces take us an hour.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not them.
I would suspect that's potentially how you're coming up with it.
Sure.
I don't know. I just feel like it feels cheaper to discount things all the time because you can't sell them. Maybe they don't do it all the time.
Yeah, we're not JC Penney's here. We're not a Potter we shall not name here.
It does get annoying when you see Potters that discount things all the time in order to get sales and that they never sell it at the price that's listed. And then it's like, how can you say it's valued at that if nobody's willing to pay that?
I would say like what I would say maybe, okay, so I think a good compromise is to maybe like put these things online and market outside of where you are, and then locally be like, hey guys, we're having a local sale and we're going to do 10% off or 15% off. And like give those to the local people. And once those local people get them and they're like, I love these, then they're going to pay full price.
And it's also not out of the question to pay higher online. You could say, well, there's product and marketing and photography that goes into making these listings. So it does cost us more and more effort.
Yeah.
To put them online. Like some people do list their online stuff more than if you bought it at a show. Some of that's like pricing's built in, so you're not, or sorry, shipping's built in, so you're not paying for shipping. Some of it's, hey, it does take me time and effort to photograph things and list them and go through the website and host my website and all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I just sent their website to 2 people while we've been talking.
Oh, really?
Because their earrings are really good. Good shit.
Do you think it's
Good
worth?
shit.
Is it worth looking at comparables online to see where you fall to determine price, like market research to determine price, or is it all just, is it better to just stay internal with what you're worth and just go there?
I don't know. It's really hard because it looks like they're hand building, and hand building takes so much more time than throwing. And like, so you can't really compare unless you're comparing to other hand builders. Like
It
Val
depends on
Flynn,
how efficient
who's,
you are, right? Aren't there hand builders that crank things out?
yeah, there are some, but most of them don't. Like Val Flynn she charges so much money for some of her stuff, and she's like, I don't give a fuck because I can't make it that fast, and this is what I'm worth. At some point you have to hit that bridge where you're just like, this is it, you know, this is what I'm charging.
It also depends on what situation you're in. Can you afford to just let things sit and wait for
Right.
those sales at that price, or do you really need those pieces to sell so you could be on to your next thing, or maybe they're priced well for wholesale, you know?
Yeah.
Could they have, I mean, it looks really professional, so could they have wholesale clients that stumble upon them and
Yeah.
they get wholesale offers and options on the table, and that
Or
price is
consignment.
more,
Yeah.
that price works better for that kind of an agreement, and you can get some product out that way. So you're not relying on just your online sales, your in-person sales to get those pieces moving.
Yeah.
It also questions like how much is price a factor of determining what people are buying and not buying.
Yeah.
It's obviously one factor, but if they know more about your business and what you make and how you make it, then that's where social media comes in. Oh man, those oil bottles are way bigger than I thought.
Yeah, those
I
could be
see her
more.
I see her picking up one and working on it.
Yeah.
Those are pretty big. Definitely
Yeah.
bigger than mine. They're
And they're beautiful.
Yeah, those are nice.
They're beautiful. Uh
Getting
Dude,
that opening right.
you guys need to like go out to Tahoe. They're like close to Tahoe. Like just take a break out to Tahoe with a bunch of your stuff in the back. Roll up to one of the boutiques and just pull them out and be like, "Hey, we have these. Do you guys do consignment or wholesale?" And once they see them, they'll be like, "Whoa." Yeah.
They got the craft to really get a good set of work, like
Mhm.
production work, and it's really well crafted. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Love it.
Interesting. Okay. Good luck. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, and yeah, good luck. You have good stuff, so don't get
Yeah,
discouraged.
it's really nice. And maybe there will be pieces that will fly faster than others. Like some things I just never found success with cups. Things without
Yeah.
handles didn't find success with. So they just sat longer and I ended up just sunsetting them. I don't make them anymore.
Yep.
Or if I do, they have to be for a very specific purpose. So that could be it. Maybe it's the price. Maybe the price is equivalent to like what you spend time doing for that item, but the market for a cup is not the price that you have set. And maybe you could put a handle on it and price it with the same mentality and it would sell because it has a handle. You know, if you
Right.
threw a handle on those little cups that are 36 and you made it 45, would that sell? It probably would sell. And then it's like,
That's fair.
hey, maybe it's just making this more marketable that works.
Yeah, and who knows if they have them at the prices that they thought were high, or if they have them at the prices they thought were low right now. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Yeah. I also don't know the market for pottery in California. So,
Yeah. There are some tiny, tiny towns up there in California, so that should be noted.
okay.
Okay.
You know
Let's
what I
go
just
to
did
our next
today?
question.
You know what I just did
What?
today? Paid for
What?
my new kiln.
Nuh-uh.
Yep. It's coming my way. It's on its way to Ensika shortly. So that will
Yay!
be got the kiln, got the Genesis controller, got
Okay.
rolling stand.
Ew.
There was something else too, but I can't remember. Oh, I also while I was at it, I was asking for more elements too. So I got a set of elements coming with it too.
Nice.
Good deal, good deal. So
Oof. I wonder if I should call Conart and see if they would bring all the stuff to Ensika instead of shipping it to me. I
ooh,
gotta get some
like
stuff from them too.
replacement elements and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. I just replaced the elements on my current LNL. I'm getting the other one brand new, so I shouldn't be replacing them anytime soon, which is gonna be nice. But I'll have a set on hand.
That'll
Definitely
be nice.
recommend getting a set on hand if you can, because you never know when supply issues could happen and you're desperate and your thing goes out right before a big show and you're like, I gotta expedite that shit and then I gotta replace it and I'm gonna be in a terrible spot. You're already stressed because your elements went out and then you're like, and I gotta swap them and I gotta get them here. So,
Yeah. But you know what's kind of nice about like L&L is that they're pretty local, especially to the East Coast. So that like if you needed a an emergency thing of elements, it might be a little bit easier to get them, you know? Like
yep.
and they're a little bit and it's actually kind of nice that they're a little bit smaller company. Like Scut's really big, so and Scut makes all of the kilns for Amico. So like if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But it takes forever to get anything from them because they've got such a big to-do list, and with a smaller company you get a lot more customer service, and you know, it's a little less of a wait time. So that's a big advantage, you know.
Yeah, and they got distributors all over. Like there's one L&L distributor here in Cincinnati. I think Core Clay's the distributor for that. Um, in the past, I've got elements from. There's a contact in the Pacific Northwest. He has a. It's like its own LLC, but he is a distributor for the parts. So, like,
Mm.
I call the guy directly, Rob Beatty. I think he's on their website as a distributor or whatever. You call him, it's like literally his cell phone number, and he's like, "Yeah, put the order in. Here's the cost. Do you want to give me your card number and I can ring it up and then it's out in the mail." I don't know if he's got a couple other people that work with him or whatnot, but he's like the salesperson and he knows all the technical stuff. So you call
Yeah.
his phone
There's
up
some
and then you get it and it's in the mail 2 days later or the next day, and it's like right there on the shelf ready to be mailed. So
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about being a little bit smaller and a little bit more able to control your surroundings, you know?
mhm.
And in this country.
Right.
Because like
Yeah,
my
Konar is
kiln
coming.
isn't even in the country. so that's a pain.
Yeah.
But
And if they do have
but yeah,
distributors in the US, you might have to pay more for whatever they have to pay to customs wise to get it across to the
yeah.
distributors or
So did you, when you ordered your kiln, did you do it online on hotkilns.com by like looking at all of the, the options,
I
or
mean, I
did you
did look
talk
at
to
the
somebody
options.
directly?
I did look at the options online just to make sure I got all the specs for, I was actually talking to the VP from there because that's who our contact is. So he was like, you know, do you have, I don't know that you're going to be talking with a VP from L&L Kilns. We got a little bit of a expedited line there, um, but yeah, he was asking me all the important questions like how many phases, how many volts is your outlet, how many amps are we talking here? Here's what you're gonna need. What's the size of the kiln you need? Do you want furniture shelves with it? Do you want a stand with it? Do you need a vent? Like all the
Yeah.
important stuff that you need or on the table. And then I was like, yes, yes. And he was like, do you want a phone call? And we could figure this out. And I knew the electrical stuff. So I kind of gave him all the info, send him pictures if he needed him. And you won't need to go that in depth, but he was just making sure because they're bringing it to Ensika and they built the kiln for me. So, like, shit's legit.
Shit's legit.
And then while I was at it, I was like, I might as well ask for elements while I'm at it. I mean, I'm not going to need to replace them for a while, but get
No,
those
but it's always good to have an extra set. I don't have an extra set right now, and it is stressful. So,
because you're going through questions of like, where would I order it? And how long is it actually
yeah,
going to take? I mean, your kiln took 9 months. They probably built it and all that stuff during the pandemic, but I mean,
yeah,
where would you have to get the elements from? How long would they take? Do they make them to order?
right. Crazy.
So, yep, got all those
That is freaking
specs.
exciting.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
wait to
big.
throw that in the van with 2 cats in it.
Oh gosh,
Ooh,
yeah. I wonder how we're going to get it down here. I don't.
it'll be fine.
I think we went through this before. I wished I could take these sliding doors off and like, but you can't. So it's awkward, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
All right. To
Cool.
book into that, find your kilns, your L&L
At
kiln at hotkilns.com
hotkilns.com.
and all of your distributor lists and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. What's our next question? Let's look at our next question.
I read the first one. I think
Next,
you should read this one.
I am going to read the next one. Okay, it says, this is an anonymous question, so I'm not going to read who it's from because I don't know who it's from. I was recently contacted by a local business that makes and sells loose teas, and they asked me to make about 10 mugs for them to sell on their website and at vendor markets. I love working with local small businesses. I love tea, and I'd love to do more small commissions for local businesses. So it seemed like a sure thing, but my husband, who is in the food business and knows about these things, is concerned that this tea business is not properly licensed to sell a consumable product, and also makes some claims on their website about healing properties for their products, which is illegal. Um, he thinks that I should not be affiliated with them in case that becomes a legal issue for them. Uh, and it could also reflect poorly on him in his business. So here's my question. What do you think? Have you ever said no to a commission because it was someone you thought could damage your business reputation? What would you do? Thanks so much. Also, she didn't say it was illegal in there, but I'm pretty positive it is like not. You can't say that something has healing powers.
You can't
Like
claim
legally.
something, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
unsubstantiated or something.
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Um. Okay.
Okay.
What a fun question. Well, first of all, we're not legal people, so we don't know those things. But
Yeah. It's more the business reputation and how would you handle it as a business if there's doubts in your mind.
yeah, I don't sign any of my work, so I'd be fine with it because they get my pieces, they don't even get cards, and then they sell the stuff.
Yeah.
There's no way to link it back to me. But
Do you
I
think
could see how that would be very.
your pieces wouldn't be distinguishable enough that customers would know, oh, that's a Five Lines pottery piece?
I don't think so, but I don't know if I would worry too much about that personally. However, when she said that it affects her husband somewhat as well, I think that that's where I would kind of draw the line. If something were to
I
go
don't
off
know
and it
how that
didn't
would
just affect
report.
me.
I don't understand how that would reflect poorly on him in his business, as in her husband's business,
Yeah,
because they're different people. They're different. Like she's selling pottery, he does some food related thing. Like unless they co-own the business.
we don't know. We don't know, but
Yeah,
we're taking this as facts.
I would.
Let's assume that it would reflect poorly on his business.
Well, one thing is, I would definitely take the I would definitely get their info. Like take their info and take it as if you're gonna do it like legitimately. Like be professional about taking the inquiry seriously so you can assess it. And then hopefully you didn't make any committing statements when you were talking with them
Yeah,
because it could sound like you're backtracking for some reason and then they could call you on it and say what changed or what happened. Um, and then you feel like you're in a position where you have to lie. Like I would not want to be in that position where I felt like I had to lie about it. Um, so I would hopefully if I was non-committal, I would just say, I can't handle that workload right based on my workload right now. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pass. That's how I would approach it if I didn't want to do it. I think I would like if I knew enough information that I was reluctant about it, I would think about turning it down because there's so many
yeah,
other local businesses and they came to you. So I don't know how much work you're putting into finding local businesses to partner with, but this isn't going to be the last business to reach out to you and try to partner with you. So there's other, as they say, like there's other fish in the sea. There's plenty of other businesses out there that you could partner with that you don't feel this sticky situation about that won't put doubts in your mind. So I would say pass on it if you can afford to pass on it.
yeah. I think passing is probably the safest way to go. I think that I would. I mean, it depends on how well you know these people or like how local they are or something like that. But I would probably be like, hey, I'm just not. I'm just concerned about the legality of certain things, and maybe have like an open conversation with them. Um,
Is it worth you
after,
bringing that up? Why would you bring that up?
well, what if they don't know that they're like? What if they don't know that they're not properly licensed? You know,
Why is it your job to
there's.
tell them that?
It's
Or you're
not your
just doing them
job,
a
but
favor? But it seems like you're being like know not know it all, but it seems like you're telling them what they should be doing with their business.
that's fair. I wouldn't want to tell them what to do. I would just be like, hey, I mean, like you could, if you wanted to make sure that they're legally, like all legally set up, you could have a contract in place that says, I don't know,
But there's
something about,
nothing on the contract that would like It doesn't seem like that would affect your uh the reasons for you not to sell your product to them because you doubt their bit. Like that doesn't necessarily affect your business. It just looks bad reputation wise.
True. Yeah.
So, um, yeah, it's a little sticky situation.
That is sticky.
And there's probably other tea providers. Like there's other coffee shops out. Like partner with a coffee shop. Maybe you don't even drink. I don't even drink
Yeah.
coffee. I partner with 2 coffee shops.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's,
yeah. I mean, like, just say no and don't give them a reason why, though. Just be like, sorry, we're too busy.
yeah, I don't think that's a lie either. That's just like it could be you're too busy to deal with this if it were to come to something.
Yeah.
Like it's having an effect on what your workload is because you're having these questions and thinking about this. So
Yeah.
it could be a problem down the road. Especially if you
For
foresee
show.
that being like let's say they enjoy your stuff, they get 10 mugs and then they're going to all these markets and then they're like, "You know what? We want 30 more mugs. We want to fill out our booth with your stuff, with all of your mugs." Would you feel good about having your mugs being predominant in their booth with their stuff? Because then you're like semi representing that company at the booth because your pieces are like forefront
Yeah.
or they're like accents to the tea. And partially, you could be the draw to their booth. People see the mugs, they draw to the booth, and they buy the tea because it accompanies the mug, or they sell a mug and each mug comes with tea so that they're one and the same, but they really just want the mug. So they're kind of like using your reputation and your work to sell their product that you already feel doubtful about. So,
Yeah.
like, is that out of the question? I don't think that's out of the question if they're selling it at vendors markets and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
have you had people that you've turned down because of something like that or adjacent to that?
Oh, I had like a real messy situation happen once where I complained about some lady on the interwebs and then she found out and then she like messaged me and then she
A
like
customer
cuz
or a
um
buyer, like a
it was
wholesaler?
a wholesaler. Yeah, and she wanted to do like soap dishes and I was like, "Great. I can do that. I just need to have your reseller's permit." And she's like, "I don't need a reseller's permit. I'm an LLC." And I was like, "No, you do need a reseller's permit."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "No, I don't. I'm an LLC." And I was like, "No, you do." She's like, "I'm 100% positive I don't need a reseller's permit." And I was like, "Well, I'm 100% positive that you're going to have tax evasion." So, like,
You went that far down back and forth instead of just saying sorry, we can't work together.
I don't remember. It was like right at the very, very, very beginning of my businessness. And then I think I went on Facebook and I was like, what the fuck? This lady is being crazy. And and then
She
she like
saw
read
it.
it
Oh
and then she
gosh.
like blasted at me. And then she looked at all of my things and she was like, I just feel really bad for you. I want to feel mad at you, but I just feel bad for you. You're going through so many hard things right now, blah, blah, blah. And like totally like, oh, it was so fucking evil. Like she was, ugh, gross. But I never did business with her. Um,
That's where I
that was
think there's a
bad.
there's a line of like how much you say, even though you may know better. Like there's so much built into like that could
I
hurt
think I
your
tried to get
reputation
out
to
of it.
to have to
Yeah.
tell. Like obviously you didn't sign a contract at that point. Like you're still filling it out,
Yeah.
and you're just trying to do your due diligence to say like this is what I require to do business with you. If you don't do
Yeah.
this, then we can't do business.
And let's be clear, I was 24 years old. Like I'm now 32. So like like I was young, you know. So
And it probably came
that was
across as this young blood is barely in business and they're telling me what I need to do with my business and I've been in business for 10 years. Who are they to tell me?
right. Yeah. So it was bad. And
And
like
they're
I
like,
learned a lot of
"You're
lessons
supposed
from
to be
that.
seeking me out. You're not supposed to be telling me what I need to do and I need to do jump over these hoops for
Yeah.
you because I'm doing you a favor." as a
And
small
what's worse
business.
is that it was a friend of a friend.
Oh,
I know. But I have no problem with like being like, no, that lady's fucking crazy. If it's a friend of a friend, I don't care. I'm like, I don't care if she's your friend. She's nuts.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fine. It turned out fine. Oh, I also had to fire a customer, but
Oh,
not because of like any weird stuff.
from a
Like it was just
commission
she
or
was
something
like,
like that?
yeah, it was a commission, and she was asking for things that just couldn't be done. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I can do this. I'm so sorry. Bye.
Did you collect any money before that or
No.
okay. See, that doesn't feel so bad because you've just had discussions back and forth. It's sure, it sounds like a verbal commitment, but you could always like you're not on a contract for this thing. If they've paid money toward
Right.
it and there's some documentation of the money being paid and what you committed to, sure there could
Yeah.
be something you're on the hook for, but um yeah. Hmm. The only situation that's related to that for me would be try not to say too much so that you don't know who it is. But yeah, it was a similar situation where I think from talking to you, they was talking about the reseller's permit and it's wholesale and they were getting stuff. I set my minimums and they're like, okay, this is what I want. And they were picking out things and they got the things. But I don't see a lot of traction of them like selling things from the shop. And
Oh
then they end up
no.
keeping some for they get some mugs in their order that they're going to give to their kids or something and keep in their house. So it's like they were
Did they pay
using
for
the
them?
wholesale discount to buy stuff, but they were also selling some stuff in store. And I was like, I don't know if they're going to be like collecting tax and paying tax on this or if they're going to be using the discount to keep it in at their house or like
Right.
so that was a little shady. I mean, they and then I was like, if I get this check from them, is it going to cash? Is it going to bounce? Like what's going to happen? And it cashed, like it was fine. But, you know, I'm a little reluctant to reach out to them again to sell some stuff
Yeah.
the next time. Like I'm gonna wait for them to reach out to me, and then if they reach out to me again, I'll be like, you know, sorry, I can't handle another wholesale order
Yeah.
or something
Did
like
they
that.
tell you they were giving it to their kids?
They were their kids were there with them when they were picking things out, and they were like, pick out your favorite mug.
Oh. Oh.
They were getting like
Shit.
some small mugs with some regular size mugs and some planters and stuff.
Huh.
But like it didn't seem like a shop that would sell a ton of stuff. Like they was selling a lot of art. Like art was an accent to what their main business was.
Yeah.
It was just like
Hmm.
a feature so that they could like put out there that they supported local artists or you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hmm.
But you just, you know, maybe you do it and then you just don't do more business with them in the future.
Yeah, if you like feel weird about it. Sometimes I don't really care if somebody like takes something for themselves, you
Yeah.
know. But
I mean at the end of it I'm like, you know, do I feel good about the price that they paid because they're paying wholesale. Like I'm not getting a ton for it. But when
yeah.
I need those, like I can't handle as many wholesale orders, or the wholesale orders that I want to do need to be strategic so that there's a continual back and forth and a continual buying, and there's a good relationship there. If I have doubts about there being a long term relationship, then like why get into that agreement and why
Yeah.
go down that road if you don't think it's going to be worth? It's not going to be continual. So that's where I think you should consider which places you work with. Would there
Mhm.
be a place that
Mhm.
you would consider stopping work with if it's like if there's a consignment shop that you're working with that is less worth it? Like you're not really getting a lot of sales there and
Oh yeah. I'd pull
you're
my
not
shit
getting a
out.
lot of sales and they might add I mean maybe you don't deliver there but once a year, but the things you get back. are the things you delivered last year minus maybe 6 things. Like they sold a very small portion. Like how much would you go through before you pull your stuff and say, sorry, I'm going to have to stop selling here?
That would be not hard for me to choose. I'd probably be like, peace out, motherfuckers.
Would you be like straight up with them? Like, hey, sorry, I have to pull out because we're not selling enough and it's, or would you just say, sorry, I need that stock for shows because my business is growing and I don't have enough stock?
You tell them it's not selling enough. Business it shouldn't include emotions, you know? It's like, if it's not selling, it's not selling. It's a business move, you know?
It's just like a mismatch.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
And sometimes it's, you might, some of those shops, they will ask you for more stuff of like, hey, we need some new stuff in here. We need some different products that hopefully those different products will work for their clientele because the existing ones haven't done as well.
Yeah.
So you're like, do I want to set aside nice new products for them when I don't already have confidence in what they already have selling?
Right.
Like, why do I think these are going to sell? And then what
Yeah.
do? Do you just shrink I mean, maybe I would consider shrinking the assortment of things I deliver there. So it's like only a couple things and that's it because I know they sell.
Yeah.
And then other things are just, sorry, I can only deliver these to you. And that's it. So, okay. I feel like I'm coming to that with a couple shops, but obviously that's why I'm bringing it up. But I mean, it is a factor. Like, hey, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I started doing more consignment, like I had the stock. Nowadays, I don't have the stock. It's
Yeah.
it's a struggle for me to say I can't afford to give you 10 of my mugs because like I only have 30 total or whatever.
Yeah.
Giving you
No, I
10
totally
top
feel that.
quality mugs and then I'm not going to get them for another year. And by the time I get them, they're going to look, like crap. Not crap, but they're not going to look as good as my top quality mugs. It's not something I could just put back on the shelf tomorrow and it's going to be equivalent to a mug that I made last week.
Yeah.
So, huh. Okay.
Hmm. Something off topic. Do you know how low? Do you want to guess how low the temperature is going to get at my parents' house tonight?
0 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nope. I'll
Higher?
tell you that
Lower?
it's at -3 right now.
Oh my gosh. You said it's actively snowing too?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm guessing it's going to go lower than that. -10?
-14.
Oh my gosh. So that's like if you cannot stay in your van at that temperature, right?
I'm in my parents' house. I mean, I could, but no, it would not be fun.
Like
I
what would
have
the
stayed in
temperature
a
be in
car
your
at negative.
car, in your van if it was -14 outside?
If I had no heat, it'd be -14. Uh, but
I mean, like
also
I
you
said
have
a
to
while ago, you're basically in a big refrigerator.
yeah, also you have to remember that it is a lot different. It feels a lot different. Like I could walk outside in -14 degrees wearing a sweatshirt and jeans and I'd be fine. Like in
But at
Colorado.
night,
But if
laying in
you
bed at -14 outside, are you shivering in bed?
I would imagine so, yes.
Yeah, because
That's why I'm not there.
you're not wearing a coat laying in bed.
I mean, I have worn a coat laying in bed,
I
but
mean, I can see you wearing like a hoodie or something, but not like a coat.
I'll wear a fucking coat if I need to.
I mean, I've done that when the power's been out back in the day when they had ice storms and it turned the power out for like 3 or 4 days. Those are pretty bad.
But like that's why I don't usually I'm not planning on being in this kind of weather in the van. That's not a plan.
Right.
But this just happened, you know. But if I had a heater in there, it'd be fine.
Okay. I mean, it'd have to work harder, right? So you drain more battery, but by the time you get to that point again, you would have solar panels, probably, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
but
bad. But you'd be very choosy about where you're at so that you don't come into that situation.
yeah, I prefer not to be under 40 degrees. 40 degrees, I feel great. I don't even need a heater at 40 degrees.
Hmm.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Perfect weather.
So then if it's negative 14 inside there and it's negative 14 outside, what good does the insulation do? Wouldn't the insulation at least, I mean, I guess if you have the heater, it would retain
Okay,
heat better or
yes, so
what?
insulation does not make something warmer on the inside than the outside. Insulation means that if you put heat on the inside, it stays longer
Right.
getting
Okay.
colder. Okay, so regardless, if you leave a car out there at negative 14, it's going to get to negative 14 at some point. The question is when, you know, and if it's got no insulation, it's going to be immediately. If it's got some insulation, it's going to take a little bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, we should go.
All
Short
right.
episode today. We planned it. We didn't tell you, but yeah.
And we actually went short too. Like we didn't say we were going
Yeah.
short, and that's what we need to do. We need to throw telling people that it was a short episode at the end so people don't
Yeah.
know it and then they get disappointed when it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or
Well, they
maybe they're not
know
disappointed.
before
I
they
don't know.
start the episode, Ryan. They know
Well,
before they start the
that's true. They just hear us say short episode and they're like, liars. You're a
episode.
liar.
Liars. 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 We'll talk podcast. Liars.
Couple of liars.
Couple of liars. All
All
right.
right.
Um,
By the time that this is out, it's post in Sika. So, are you relieved at this point? Are you happy at this point? Your
are you
future self?
in an eternal like hangover at this point? Like,
I feel
sweet
like I'm gonna
Jesus,
be happy that we got Claycon
through it.
West. We got through it, and Sika's gonna be more than that. But we're gonna get through it. We're gonna meet a lot of you all. We're gonna say hey. We're gonna be.
Hey.
I have an idea. I kind of want to say it, but I don't want to say it. But we're gonna have a good time at Ryan Geist.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some good questions. I'm sure we're gonna be
Drink some
overwhelmed.
beers. Yep.
Some ciders for
I
me.
might do a I might do a van pop up. Oh, I'll be definitely having ciders instead of beer. For sure.
Somebody mentioned we should do a pop up at my house on Saturday.
It's Saturday, one of the day. I mean, I would fucking love that, but how are the
Saturday
people
is
going to
a
get
day
down the
that
street?
most people don't do anything. Like they have like a speech or something, and then they announce the next NCCA, but we all know it's gonna be in Richmond anyway, Richmond, Virginia anyway. So, or maybe they introduced the year after that too.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I feel like Saturday's not really worth going. If you've already done Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like, do you really like what do you get in Saturday? I don't know. I
I
never
think
liked
I'm going to
those
walk
keynote
around.
speeches.
Oh, me neither. I think I'm going to walk around with a vest and have all of my jewelry hanging on it so people can just like buy it from me,
Okay, you're not
you
gonna do
know?
the like. You don't have like a coat that you could like open up.
I might be able to, but I had a dream, Ryan. I had a dream that we went to Nsika, and first of all, Joe Bot, in order to like get into Nsika, you had to have a ticket, right? But Joe Bot had like special Clay Buddies tickets, but they weren't tickets, they were watches. And so like you got a watch, and that was how you got into Nsika. And then and then
Watches
I sat,
like a wristwatch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. and then I sat down next to you, and I was saying that I wanted to sell my jewelry, and so you gave me this tea towel that you had, and then made it into a shirt, and then I put all of the jewelry on the back of the shirt and walked around in Sika with that.
Wow.
It was a lot.
I mean,
No, I think I'm just gonna like.
we could do a little pop-up Saturday, but I don't think people care about my stuff. I mean, they can come and see the studio if they want. Maybe that's fun, but I don't want to swarm with people. But
Yeah, I just need to sell stuff. That's all I care about. I just
yeah.
need to make some money here in Sika. I think I might. You know what? We could do a pop up in my van in downtown Cincinnati, and you could bring your carved stuff, and I could just have the fancy stuff
In the van, like a little.
in the van. Yeah, just on the street.
I don't think people want to buy my car stuff. I got deterred from Claycon West sales that were bummer. So
Ryan, Ryan.
I'm gonna market my bookkeeping shit, and I'm gonna get some sales from that afterwards.
Ryan, you still have to try.
I
Just
know
try.
I know, but I know my sweet spot. My sweet spot is people that are not potters. I got it.
That's true, and that it is better. But still, you could still do a pop up with me.
I could have some stuff there, as long as I don't have to put a lot of
Yeah.
work into like prepping it and all that stuff.
No. We'll just put up the. We can put the shelves inside, and people can walk inside, and we'll just sit outside on the street.
Downtown Cincinnati, just sit outside. What are the
Yeah,
cats do? What are the cats doing?
that day they'll be at your house.
Pissing and shitting everywhere. No thanks.
They
Well,
don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
The cats aren't animals.
I mean, they are animals, but okay. We'll figure something out. Yeah.
It'll be fun to
I'm gonna.
to be post and seek and see if we did any of the things we just said.
I don't know. I think that small business CPA interview that's been out for a couple weeks is gonna get people thinking about that, and then I'm gonna capitalize and be like, "Yo, this is why you need this bookkeeping stuff." That sounds greedy, but like I have confidence that this bookkeeping stuff is useful for a lot of people. So
It is useful for a lot of people. Is it already out?
it's out, yeah. If you go to my profile right now, you can join my wait list. I created a MailChimp wait list so that I get.
No, I meant the CPA interview. Is it out?
Oh, it's out now when this goes live right now.
Oh, yes. Okay.
It's been out for 2 weeks. I'm living in future state right now.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yes. No, Jody is going out this weekend. Then Jamie, CPA, is going out the weekend after, which is right before NCECA. It's 2 weeks before NCECA. So
Hey, we got a review. We should say that
we
before we
did?
leave.
What?
Yeah, January 10th.
Oh, I mean, I already saw that one.
Mm, I haven't seen it.
I
Okay.
saw it. It's from Rose Joe Books.
Rose Joe Books. I'm new to pottery and live in a small town. I just recently bought a new kiln and wheel. It's cool to feel connected in a small way to others that do this. The closest larger town is about an hour away. I'm really enjoying listening to this at work. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Aw.
That's great. Oh, also, we forgot to mention, I've been listening more of the For Flux Sake podcast. They know their
Mm-hmm.
shit about chemistry and glaze issues and things like that. So if you
Don't
want to
listen to
know
us.
those, if you want to know those specifics, like from a scientific standpoint, from somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about, you should listen to that one.
Not us.
You can ask us those questions, but understand that you're asking people that don't really know the full extent of the science behind that stuff.
We are not chemists.
I think they understand that, but we can only tell you how we would think through a problem. But don't take us at our word for everything chemistry related, dunting, pinholes, blistering, all that shit. We'll tell us how we'd think through it, but we might not be giving the scientific reason why certain things happen. I listen to them and I'm like, oh my gosh, blowing my mind. I learned about something about pinholes they were saying that made me think twice about something was saying like you could potential a solution for pinholing could potentially mean that you could biscuit lower instead of higher. Some people say you should bisque higher to get less pinholes, but that makes your clay less absorbent because you're firing it hotter. They're saying maybe you want to go lower and it could work with the glaze more and absorb it and do something different. So that was something I was like, what? That sounds counter to what I've heard before. So very interesting.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Okay.
And I'll say one more thing that I've probably already said 3 times. And Sika, we did our podcast panel. It's already over. An hour was not enough. I'm already calling this right now. We're like 4 weeks out from it. An hour is not enough to do a podcast panel with 4 people on it. It's just not enough time. And then keeping 15 minutes for questions. We'll get more time with you all at some point. But I'm calling it. It's not gonna be enough time. That hour's gonna fly by.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Any last words, Becca?
Goodbye.
Words of wisdom. Nothing. Bye. All right.
Ladies
Thanks everybody
and gentlemen,
for listening.
take my advice. Pull down your pants and slide on the ice.
It's the third time that's come into play.
That's the only thing I know.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Okay.